Hi, we're gonna be watching Guy with Sword versus 50 Cops. If you're watching this, I will be live on Twitch as this video is uploaded, Pinebaby_VT. But I saw a Moist Critical video on it, and I wanted to watch the original video before watching the Moist Critical one. So it should be a lot of fun. Also, I am gonna be doing a 4-day cap follow-a-thon coming up soon. I'll announce the date for that. I'll have like a little milestone thing where you guys can see the games and like the little stuff I'll do for it. It'll be fun! It'll be fun. And my PC is almost completely done. I think I'll be able to buy my graphics card in like 3 weeks, which isn't that long. And then I can play all the games I want because it'll be a beast of a PC. And I'm very excited. I'm very, very excited. But I'm just gonna go ahead and start the video now because I've been yapping. Oh my god, it's almost already been a minute. I'm sorry. Not really. You know what you got into. Here you go.
The date is April 3rd, 1997, and in the city of Seattle, Washington, at around 11.
I used to live in Seattle, believe it or not. There was a restaurant there called like Blue Sea Sushi, I'm pretty sure was the name. I can't have sushi, but they did have other stuff. They had like chicken and pork stickers? I forgot how to pronounce it. Apologies. It is currently... Yeah, let me check the time. 4:29 in the morning. Sleep deprivation goes burr, I guess. It's fine. But I really suggest going to check out Washington if you have the time. And if you ever come to Oregon, it's kind of a rite of passage to try voodoo donuts. Don't feel pressured. They're really sugary. You gotta be careful about that. So if you don't like a lot of sugar, maybe skip out on some of the more like weird and obscure places.
11 a.m. 911 operators would receive a call that would change the course of history.
Hello, 911, what's your emergency?
There's a, black man. He's carrying something that looks like a samurai sword.
Is that Deku? That just sounds like Deku's voice. Maybe that's mean to say. Some people can't control their voices, but that just... What?
Okay, calm down. Please don't racial profile. Does he appear to be dangerous?
He's just standing there, but everyone's freaking out.
What is your current location?
2nd and Pike.
Oh my god.
Okay, I want you to stay on the line. I'm going to alert law enforcement of the situation.
Just send help now,
stay
please.
calm for me, okay?
Yes, I'm very calm.
This call triggered an 11-hour standoff,
really-
which would forever immortalize the name of the Seattle Street Samurai.
You know, I think I've actually heard of the name online a few times. Which is generally interesting that I don't know the backstory, but I've heard it before. I don't know how old it was that the Seattle Street Samurai was very popular, but...
Gas with almost superhuman strength.
The man refuses to surrender his weapon.
What a
without
power
fight.
stance.
There's talks about this guy online, but they're from forever ago. So I just thought I'd make a contribution by putting this amazing story in a digestible video format. I was genuinely floored to see that nobody had made a video about this, because this is insane. With nothing but sunglasses and a samurai sword to his name, this man held off an army of police officers for 11 hours.
11 hours? He's just chilling. I mean, like, obviously, there's probably something wrong that I'm not understanding, but what are you doing? What? Is it that hard to apprehend a man? I don't really think so, right? Maybe, I don't know. It's just, it's wild.
He withstood everything from getting shot to receiving a bribe in the form of a Big Mac, and just stood there. His name is Tony Allison, but on this...
I'm sorry, the way you said and just stood there is really funny.
11 hours. He withstood everything from getting shot to receiving a bribe in the form of a Big Mac, and just stood there. His name is Tony Allison, but on this day, he insisted that everybody, including the police, refer to him as Apollo, and it all started with him doing nothing. Yeah, it didn't actually start with that 911 call. That was fake. Surprise.
Why you gotta do that to me? I mean, at least I was right to think that it sounded like Deku for some reason.
It was actually an off-duty police officer, and he was alerted about a man in camo pants and a leather jacket that was quote-unquote disturbing. So this off-duty police officer decides to follow him from Pike's Place Market to the corner of 2nd and Pike. Bro.
Dude, if anyone followed me that far, especially if he was like out of uniform, I think it was like somebody trying to like kidnap me or something, no? If I saw somebody following me that long, I think they're trying to rob me or they're trying to like kidnap me. I don't care who it is. I'm gonna be mad.
Oh, you're
very
off
mad.
duty. Try hard much? Anyways, this
Yeah,
is where
what
you
the
see
fuck?
him in the video. Now, Apollo was suspicious of this guy following him, and rightfully so. I would be as
Yeah.
well. So he took what the cop describes as a defensive stance with his sword at the ready, which is understandable in a defense situation like this. But
Yeah.
sadly, that was enough for the off-duty cop to call his buddies. And they would remain in that same
my
location for the next 11 hours. They closed all
Just why? I mean, you're off duty, and like, why do you just follow somebody that far?
the stores, evacuated everybody, shut down all the streets, caused traffic jams. In case you guys are wondering whether he's actually dangerous with a sword, the news report made sure to seek out a trustworthy source.
So the man confirms authorities' worst fears.
Yeah, he knows how to use the sword.
When the cops got there, apparently they tried to bribe the samurai sword.
This just feels like a fucking comedy skit, like a TV comedy
So
skit.
the man confirms authorities' worst fears.
Yeah, he knows how to use the sword.
When the cops got there, apparently they tried to bribe the samurai sword out of his hand with a glorious sum of $50. I want you to take one look at this guy and guess how.
Holy shit. That is such a fucking stance. Obviously he said no or like didn't say anything back, but what a stance.
He responded.
Defensive stance.
No, but actually, verbally, he didn't say anything for the entire 11-hour standoff, except mentioning he had brothers in China and Russia, and correcting police officers when they wouldn't refer to him as Apollo. He also said that he was possessed by demons and wanted to kill them.
He talked about Satan. He talked about his brothers in Russia and China, but he never really engaged the negotiator.
But yeah, he just refused to drop the sword. I don't know, I couldn't imagine why. However, the police did not give up here.
You see, he's just in the... I feel like he's just in the right. Like, wouldn't you be terrified? Even if it is like a drug and like mental issue, maybe this dude is just going through a lot and like just had a mental breakdown. Why would you try to approach them with the guns? That just sounds wrong.
Refused to drop the sword. I don't know, I couldn't imagine why. However, the police did not give up here. Nah, they went back to the drawing board and came up with another offer. Now, I can't make this
It's your McDonald's Big Mac. You've got a taste.
They offered him a Big Mac. No, I'm serious, this is real. They offered him
That's
McDonald's targeted.
oh
And they
my
assumed
God.
since he was unmoved by this, he must have a mental health history. So they tried triggering schizophrenic urges. Of course, he was unmoved by these childish tricks and continued to stand his ground. So the police weren't sure what to do next. Since he wasn't attacking anybody, they had to get the sword out of his hand. They thought about throwing a net over him. They shot him with tranquilizer darts, which had no effect. They also shot him with
Okay, what drugs do you have to take to have no effect with tranquilizers? What?
those riot pellets, those little beanbags. Now, I don't know if you guys remember that scene in Jackass where they shot Johnny Knoxville with one of these things.
It's considered less lethal.
Oh no!
He was on the ground panting for like 20 minutes. He just shrugs it off. Anyways, too unfair.
What? He just shrugs it off and does a little crab wiggle. Also, I know that's wrong, but I remembered it. I can go frame by frame now. Thank you for showing me or teaching me how to go frame by frame. Thank you.
Panting for like 20 minutes. He just shrugs it off.
Yeah,
Anyways,
he just
two unfair nut
goes.
shots later, he was still standing.
But he endures round after round and shows no sign of surrender.
So then they decided the best route to take is to tear gas him,
The man shakes off the tear gas with almost superhuman strength.
What?
spray him with a fire hose,
hoping that he will lose his grip.
Why are you so threatened by him? I mean, that's just wild. He's a fucking Elden Ring boss.
decided the best route to take is to
Jesus.
tear gas him,
The man shakes off the tear gas with almost superhuman strength.
spray him with a fire hose,
hoping that he will lose his grip on the sword. When that
Can I get this guy to like be my bodyguard or something? Holy shit. I'd always feel safe.
doesn't work, they turn the water pressure up, full blast.
and then pin him down with a ladder.
Those guys
A
went
ladder?
down by the book
exactly what they were supposed to do.
Oh, yeah, of course. I'm pretty sure this is the definition of by the book, actually. Now, when you look at this from the outside, who is in the wrong here?
Guns with special beam.
I think we know who's in the wrong here, but I don't think I could say it. I just love the stance.
Bags that strike with the same impact as a heavyweight boxer's punch.
Chemical agents, or tear gas, makes the suspect very uncomfortable. Burns his eyes, it burns his skin, and it makes it difficult for him to breathe.
The jets of water pack the force of a hurricane wind. Then, in a highly orchestrated maneuver, police pin the suspect down with a ladder, pole, and riot shield.
By the book, exactly what they were supposed to do.
If that's by the book, I'm never going outside again. What?
In a highly orchestrated maneuver, police pin the suspect down with a ladder, pole, and riot shield.
You needed a ladder, pole,
By
and
the
the
book,
riot.
exactly what they were supposed to do.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. You guys don't want to know my opinion. What do you guys think? Would you consider...
I want to read that.
You guys don't want to know my opinion.
But except for some bruises suffered by the disturbed man, Tony, there were no injuries. Damn. Oh, okay.
What do you guys think? Would you consider this excessive force? Let me know in the
Yes.
comments. And you might think this man's had enough. But the tragedy of Tony Apollo Allison's story is not done. As it turns out, only a year prior to the sword incident, Tony Apollo Allison was released from Western State Hospital after finishing a 10-year sentence from a charge in which he pled not guilty due to insanity, a charge of second-degree assault with intent to rape. Before this incident, he was an alcoholic, wandering the streets with a sword on his back, and now he's a man with his name and...
Oh no. Oh no.
An alcoholic, wandering the streets with a sword on his back, and now he's a man with his name engraved in history. He was later sent back to Western State Hospital. However, his current whereabouts are unknown. Until now, in a twist of events, I think I might have just found him, or at least some potential evidence he's still out protecting the city. Back in 2021, a dad was with his son at Bitter Lake Playfield, and while passing by a homeless encampment, spotted this distinct shiny object sticking out of the debris. Now, the location of this park happens to be about 50 miles away from Western State Hospital, or a mere 8.2 miles away from where this whole thing began.
That's wild. What?
Now, due to Apollo's story being very old and many news sources doing very minuscule amounts of deep diving and just very little information in general, I had to resort to these two blog posts excessively.
wow.
This one's got a really neat website, so go check it out.
Got a lot of neat posts about like alien, CIA project, cover-up stuff.
Go check it out. And don't forget to subscribe.
Okay, well, thank you for watching this with me. That was really interesting. I learned a lot, but at the same time, oh no, with the charges, I was not expecting that at all. Kind of put me out of the hee hee ha ha mood, you could say. But yeah, I'll be streaming when this is out in the public, so if you wanna come say hi, you can come say hi, or not. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. And make sure to drink and eat. Take care of yourself, because I know some of you guys need to hear it. So take care of yourself. Okay, bye. Bye-bye.